The date: January 15th, 1947. It was a chilly winter morning, the kind that makes you pull your coat a little tighter around you. The city of Los Angeles was just waking up, the streets slowly filling with the hustle and bustle of daily life. The place Los Angeles? A city of dreams turned nightmare. Known for its glitz and glamour, the city also had a darker side, a side that most people preferred to ignore. But on this day, the darkness could not be ignored. Betty Bersinger walked with her daughter. They were on their usual route, a path they had taken countless times before. The neighborhood was quiet, the kind of place where nothing out of the ordinary ever seemed to happen. A flash of white caught her eye. At first she thought it was a discarded mannequin, something left behind by a careless store. But as she got closer, her heart began to race. In the grass lay a woman's body, severed at the waist. The sight was horrifying, something out of a nightmare. Betty's mind struggled to make sense of what she was seeing. Her skin, a ghostly white. It was clear that this woman had been dead for some time. The pallor of her skin was almost otherworldly, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that once filled her. Her mouth stretched into a grotesque grin. It was as if someone had carved a smile onto her face, a cruel mockery of happiness. The sight was enough to make anyone's blood run cold. This was Elizabeth Short, forever known as the Black Dahlia, a young woman with dreams of Hollywood stardom. Her life was cut tragically short. Her story would become one of the most infamous in Los Angeles history. The discovery sent shockwaves through the city. Who was this woman? The newspapers were filled with her story, and everyone had an opinion. The city was gripped by fear and fascination in equal measure. And who could have committed such a horrific act? The police were baffled, the detectives worked around the clock, but answers were hard to come by. The case quickly became a media sensation, with every detail scrutinized and analyzed. The questions hung heavy in the air, unanswered whispers in the City of Angels. The mystery of the Black Dahlia would haunt Los Angeles for years to come, a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the brightest places. Elizabeth Short, just 22, came to Hollywood seeking stardom. She was one of many who flocked to the City of Dreams, hoping to make it big in the film industry. Hollywood, with its glitz and glamour, was a beacon for those who yearned for a life beyond the ordinary. Elizabeth was no different. She had stars in her eyes and a heart full of hope. She yearned for the silver screen, for fame and fortune. Every day she would walk past the grand theaters and movie posters, imagining her name in lights. She practiced her lines diligently, hoping that one day she would get her big break. The allure of Hollywood was irresistible, and Elizabeth was determined to make her mark. She was a beautiful girl, with dark hair and piercing blue eyes. Her beauty was undeniable, and it caught the attention of many. She had a certain charm, a magnetic presence that drew people to her. Elizabeth's smile could light up a room, and her laughter was infectious. She was the epitome of youthful exuberance and ambition. She possessed a captivating smile, a beacon of hope in the often cruel world of show business. But Hollywood wasn't kind. The city that promised so much often delivered little. The competition was fierce, and the rejections were many. Elizabeth faced countless auditions, each one ending in disappointment. Yet she never let go of her dream. She worked odd jobs, her dreams slowly fading. From waitressing at diners to working as a cashier, Elizabeth did whatever she could to make ends meet. The harsh reality of Hollywood was setting in, and the dream that once seemed so attainable was slipping away. But she held on, hoping that her big break was just around the corner. She drifted from place to place, a lost soul in a sea of faces. The city that once felt so full of promise now seemed cold and indifferent. Elizabeth found herself wandering the streets, searching for a sense of belonging. She was surrounded by people, yet she felt utterly alone. The dream that brought her to Hollywood was now a distant memory. Little did she know, her life was about to take a sinister turn, her story forever etched in the annals of crime. The City of Dreams would soon become the backdrop for a nightmare. Elizabeth's life, filled with hope and ambition, would be cut short in the most tragic way. Her story serves as a haunting reminder of the dark side of Hollywood, where dreams can quickly turn into nightmares. The details of Elizabeth Short's murder were chilling. Her body was drained of blood, meticulously posed. Her face was slashed, a ghastly Glasgow smile carved into her cheeks. The killer had bisected her torso, a macabre signature left on his gruesome artwork. The coroner's report was even more disturbing. Signs of torture, of unimaginable pain inflicted before her death. What kind of monster could do this? The question haunted the investigators, fueling their desperate search for the truth. The press, hungry for a story, pounced on the case. The Black Dahlia became a headline sensation. Newspapers ran wild with speculation, painting Elizabeth Short as a femme fatale, a temptress who met a fitting end. They fabricated stories of her life, her loves, her supposed promiscuity. The truth became blurred, lost in a haze of sensationalism. Elizabeth Short, the victim, was rewritten as a character in a sordid Hollywood tale. Section 5. The Shadow of Suspicion. The LAPD faced immense pressure to solve the case. They chased down countless leads, interviewed hundreds of suspects. The investigation became a sprawling labyrinth, with dead ends at every turn. Every new clue seemed to lead to a new suspect, a new theory. But the killer, a phantom in the night, remained elusive. The Black Dahlia case was becoming a dark stain on the city, a symbol of fear and uncertainty. Section 6. Dr. George Hodel, a prime suspect. One name emerged from the shadows: Dr. George Hodel, a prominent physician. His own son, Steve Hodel, became convinced of his guilt, pointing to circumstantial evidence and his father's disturbing history. The doctor's mansion, the Sowden House, was rumored to be the site of Elizabeth's torture. Its architecture, eerily similar to the locations in Man Ray's photographs, added to the chilling possibility. Was Hodel the monster they were hunting? Section 7. Whispers and False Confessions. The Black Dahlia case became a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. Whispers of secret societies, of Hollywood cover-ups, circulated like wildfire. Confessions poured in, each more outlandish than the last. But each lead ended in a dead end. The truth, it seemed, was buried deep, hidden beneath layers of speculation and deceit. The Black Dahlia case was becoming an enigma, a puzzle that refused to be solved. Section 8. The Unsolved Enigma. Decades have passed, but the Black Dahlia case remains unsolved. The killer's identity, a haunting mystery. The lack of closure continues to fascinate and torment. What really happened to Elizabeth Short? Was it a jealous lover, a sadistic predator, or someone she knew, someone lurking in the shadows of her Hollywood dreams? The questions linger, unanswered whispers in the corridors of time. Section 9. The Black Dahlia's Legacy. The Black Dahlia's story, a cautionary tale, continues to grip the public imagination. Elizabeth Short, a young woman with dreams of stardom, met a tragic and gruesome end in 1947. Her murder remains one of the most infamous unsolved cases in American history. The mystery surrounding her death has spawned countless theories and speculations, each more intriguing than the last. Books, films, and documentaries explore the case, each offering their own interpretation of the events. From James Ellroy's novel, The Black Dahlia, to Brian De Palma's film adaptation, the story has been retold in various forms, capturing the imagination of new generations. True crime enthusiasts and historians alike delve into the details, hoping to uncover the truth behind the legend. The case serves as a reminder of Hollywood's dark underbelly, a stark contrast to the glitz and glamour. The 1940s were a time of great change and opportunity in Los Angeles, but also a period marked by crime and corruption. The Black Dahlia's murder highlights the dangers that lurked beneath the surface of the city's bright lights and big dreams. It's a story of ambition, of shattered dreams, and ultimately, of a life tragically cut short. Elizabeth Short's aspirations of becoming a Hollywood starlet were never realized, and her untimely death serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life. Her legacy endures not just as a victim but as a symbol of the countless young hopefuls who come to Hollywood seeking fame and fortune, only to find heartbreak and despair. The Black Dahlia, forever immortalized in the annals of true crime. Her story continues to fascinate and horrify, a dark chapter in the history of Los Angeles. As we reflect on her life and death, we are reminded of the enduring allure of mystery and the human desire to seek answers, even when they remain just out of reach.